and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, just got off Impact Plus with Impact Sacrafice 2021. It was also on Fight TV. Overall, not a bad show. Overall, average star rating was 2 3/4, 2.75. So not too bad at all. Of the 4 Impact shows this year, Genesis, No Surrender, and now Sacrafice, the 3 Impact Plus specials, plus Hard to Kill back in January. I'm at 19 and 17 on Impact picks. Not too bad. I went 4 and 5 on this show. The 2 that I really missed, I'm actually great with. Actually, I'm glad I'm drawn. So we're going to run down this card. A couple big things happened. Nothing really major. First match we had was Reno Scum versus Decay, Black Taurus, and Crazy Steve. Just kind of your typical little starter match, kind of an Impact weekly match. Decay getting a victory in 2.5 stars. I picked that one. I picked him to win. Next up, we have the intergender tag team match. We had Tenille Dashwood with Kaleb for the K versus Navaeh and Havok. Really nothing special at all in this match. Tenille Dashwood and Kaleb for the K getting the victory. I gave it 1 3/4 star. I did not pick them to win. Next up, we had Violence by Design, Deonna and Cody Doering with their leader Eric Young versus James Storm and Chris Sabin, Beer Guns. Nothing special here either. The only thing that comes out of this is Violent by Design have been tormenting Reno for the last few weeks. They attacked him on Impact Weekly. Here he comes out. Everybody thought he came out to help Beer Guns, but he ended up spearing Chris Sabin and then helps Violent by Design get the victory over Storm and Sabin. So Victory by Design gained a new member of Reno and won the match. I gave it 2 star. Next up we had a Hold Harmless match, which basically was an unsanctioned match, lights out kind of match between Brian Myers, a very professional wrestler, and Eddie Edwards. Just a lot of not really hardcore going on here. They had chairs and stuff, trash can lids, but there was no blood. There was no really, wasn't that overwhelming, oh, this is a hardcore match. Nothing. I mean, Hernandez came out to help Brian Myers. Matt Cordova came out and got involved helping Eddie Edwards, which this is going to set up a tag match at either Rebellion next month or one of the weekly shows. But Eddie Edwards getting the victory. I mean, it was watchable. It was an okay match. I ended up giving it 3 star, which is probably a little high for it. Probably more 2.5, 2 3/4, but I did enjoy it for the most part. I do, big Eddie Edwards fan. They kept bringing up how he's hardcore because he was with Tommy Dreamer, and they took him. I'm like, really? We don't. Eddie Edwards does not need to be hardcore. Eddie Edwards just needs to go out and wrestle. He's the best thing on this roster. Next up, we have the Knockout Tag Titles on the line. We had champions Fire and Flava, Kira Hogan, and Tasha Steelz versus probably one of the best women's wrestlers in the planet, Jordynne Grace, and teaming up with Jazz. This match was actually pretty good. I really enjoyed this. Never had the feeling that Fire and Flava were going to lose. They did retain their titles, like I said in the preview. I just never got that feeling that Jordynne Grace and Jazz would win this, but it was actually a good match. I ended up giving it 3 star. So it was actually a pleasing match to watch. Fire and Flava is a pretty good talented tag team there. Hopefully we can put some better teams against them. We'll see. But yeah, then retaining their titles, I gave it 3 star. Next up, we had the X Division Championship on the line, which, as we all know, Impact Wrestling TNA is known for their X Division. The X Division is not about limits. It's not about weight limits. About no limits. We had champion TJP versus Ace Austin, former champion. Ace Austin, he's gone out of his way to get this title shot and went out there and actually it was a fairly good match. I ended up giving it 3 1/4 3 1/4 star. Ace Austin, he has his big man with the Madman Fulton. A couple times, Fulton kind of got involved a little bit, where there was one time where TJP went to do kind of a flip outside the ring. He'll do kind of like a Fosbury type move outside the ring, and Madman Fulton pushed Ace Austin out of the way and took the brunt of it. Things like that went on. Ace Austin is a talented guy. He is an up-and-comer. I've seen him a lot besides Impact and other independent wrestling companies. But Ace Austin, our new Impact Wrestling X Division champion. I'm fine with being wrong with that. I'd love to see what he's going to do as the second reign as X Division champion. Next up, we had the Impact Knockout titles on the line. We had champion Deonna Purrazzo versus ODB. Oh boy, we need to quit recycling ODB because she doesn't need to be in there with the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. She is bounced around. She went from Ring of Honor to WWE Performance Center, now to Impact. Very talented. Everyone just kind of overlooks her. I would say she's probably the second and third most talented woman on this roster. She actually made ODB look halfway decent, which ODB's not that great in the ring. But Deonna Purrazzo getting the victory, retaining her title. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. I enjoyed the match. So we'll see who her next challenger is. I know she's been in this little faction with Susan and Kimberly. So maybe Susan and Kimberly go after the tag titles. That'd be kind of interesting to see. Alright, our sub-main event is going to be for the Impact World Tag Team titles. We had the New Japan team of FinJuice, who Juice Robinson is currently in the New Japan Cup. So it's like he flew from Japan to Orlando for this match, or Nashville. He'll fly back for the New Japan Cup. Versus the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carlos Anderson. Match was really, really good. It was what I was expecting. What I wasn't expecting was FinJuice, your new Impact World Tag Team Champions. The New Japan stars coming into Impact Wrestling because, like Tony Khan has said, he has opened the forbidden door. The forbidden door is now open. We have New Japan stars going into Impact. We have Impact stars going to AEW. We have AEW stars coming to Impact. We have AEW stars going to New Japan. That door is open. If we can make this work, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great 2021-2022 season, or years. So FinJuice, your new Impact Tag Team Champion. So we've had 2 title changes already. Ace Austin, the new X Division Champion. FinJuice, your new Impact Tag Team Champions. Now your main event. Title versus title. Impact World Heavyweight Champion Swann versus Tenille World Heavyweight Champion Moose in a unification match. Yeah, no, it makes no sense. Makes 0 sense at all why we did this. Why we had to go down this road. The unification match. The TNA title was the Impact title. It's just an old version of it. But then Scott D'Amore said he sanctioned it. So it actually shows, if you look at the lineage of it, it shows the TNA title as an active title. Yeah, I know. Give me a headache too. Match was actually really, really good. Swann, he is uber talented. Moose is too, though. Moose is kind of big man. He can put on a pretty good match. I'd like to see a Moose Bobby Lashley match. That could be very intriguing. Or Moose and Brock Lesnar or somebody like that. You know, he's a big man like a Bobby Lashley, like a Moose, like a Willie Mack. They can go out there, big show, do the athletic moves, but yet have the power, the big man power and stuff. But yeah, Swann, the underdog, coming into this match, kind of played the story of that. I think he told a really good story. Moose did everything he could to put away Swann, but Swann, just the underdog who's just going to fight and scratch and claw, and finally Swann gets the pinfall on Moose, wins the title. I ended up giving it 3.5. Now we have our main event for Rebellion next month, April 24th. We have AEW World Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega versus Impact World Heavyweight Champion Rich Swann. Title versus title. As we all know, Hard to Kill, main event, 6-man tag. Kenny Omega pinned Rich Swann. Just like I said in the preview, is that a preview of what we have coming for Rebellion? We won't know yet. The fact they took the titles off the Good Brothers who've been running with Kenny Omega. Would that not tell a great story? Would that not, have whatever this Don Callis faction is, have them, or Bullet Club, whatever you want to call it, now they're losing titles. Could you put both titles, the AEW title on Rich Swann? What does that look like for the Forbidden Door? Only time will tell. But that's going to wrap up Impact Wrestling Sacrafice. As always, thanks for watching Reverend Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Reverend Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports talent content.